And from around the country, Attorney General Eric Holder is getting serious pushback tonight after suggesting state attorneys general aren't necessarily obligated to defend certain laws that they may disagree with, specifically if they think those laws are discriminatory. My next guest believes Mr. Holder's stance erodes the rule of law. Luther Strange is the Alabama Attorney General, and he's with me now. Sir, good to see you. And so Mr. Holder tried to tell the state attorneys generals to do effectively what he did at the federal level when they said, hey, the Defense of Marriage Act, we don't see any reason, any way that could be constitutional. And so if you find the same thing in your law, you can do what we did. Your thoughts?
Exactly. He just inserted his judgment above the rule of law, Megyn, and it's really astounding. The attorneys general, except for maybe two or three, you could have heard their jaws drop when the Attorney General of the United States said, we think this is unconstitutional, so you should just ignore enforcement. We took a sworn oath to uphold the Constitution and the laws of our states. That's our duty. That's our system. Our whole system, based on the rule of law, all of our freedoms, all of our civil liberties, depends on that system being upheld. And for the Attorney General of the United States to come in and say, I've made a decision, this is unconstitutional, you should just not enforce it, really erodes the rule of law. And
why should we bother having your constituents, elect representatives for your state legislature or elect your governor? I mean, who cares what they think? Doesn't it all come down to what you think? I mean, you can just trump them. You got a trump card, according to Eric Holder.
It's not the rules of Eric Holder, the rule of Barack Obama, or any elected official. It's the rule of law, where this is a controversial issue that he's talking about. We all know that, but issues come and go, Megyn. We'll have another Attorney General someday. We'll have another president. There'll be another controversial issue, and if the Attorney General feels like he can just make a declaration by whim that he's determined, without a final court resolution, that something's unconstitutional, we're setting off on a very dangerous path and setting a very troubling precedent.
Very inconsistent it could be over the course of different administrations. Here's what I want to ask you. This is how he put it, trying to defend his statement to the New York Times. He cited the landmark case of Brown versus Board of Education, which forced public school integration back in the 50s. If I were Attorney General in Kansas in '53, I would not have defended a Kansas law that put in place separate but equal facilities. And it would have turned out that he would be right on that, because when the Supreme Court took a look at it, they said, yeah, you're right, that's unconstitutional. How do you respond to that?
Absolutely. Well, we don't have time machines. We don't have crystal balls. The beauty of our system is we have a rule of law that allows each side in a controversy to come in. We have a sworn duty to present our side, to represent the laws passed lawfully by our citizens. If someone objects to that, as he does in this case, he can go to court and contest that. Then we get a final resolution. And Megyn, one thing that's sort of ironic here is if the California Attorney General, who refused to defend the California law, had actually done her duty and defended the law her citizens passed, we might be sitting here today with a final decision from the United States Supreme Court that we would all be bound to follow, and it would have put this issue to rest. Now here we are with uncertainty.
Yeah, in the gay marriage case. I mean, what they're doing,
Absolutely.
Some of these state attorneys generals, is abdicating their responsibilities to defend these laws, and then the laws get challenged, and there's nobody there standing there to defend them. So it's no surprise when they get struck down. Sir, good to see you.
Thank you very much.